Hey everybody, it's Tom, WA2IVD. I am driving home from the Sparkcon Hamfest in Sedalia, Missouri. It was also home to the ARRL Midwest convention this year. It was a pretty good Hamfest. They had a couple of really cool activities going on. They did a balloon launch in the morning. It was a couple hours later than they planned because they had to wait for some fog to lift. Well, it is Saturday morning in Sedalia. And we've had a few more campers and cars and trucks show up overnight that are camping on the grounds here for the Sparkcon Midwest convention. Pretty foggy, but it looks like it's going to be a good day. Brett, you want to tell everybody who you are?
Hey, my name is Brett Coons, W0VK, and the chairman of the Midwest Division Convention, ARRL, and we are launching a high-altitude balloon today.
All right, what equipment is on this balloon?
Oh man, we've got a couple of transmitters that we're going to use to transmit it. We got a couple of cameras also. We're going to send this thing up to about 100,000 feet, and it's going to burst, and then we're going to try to retrieve it.
Are any of the cameras going to be transmitting like slow scan, or are you going to get those pictures when they come down?
We'll get those pictures when they come down. They're typical GoPro camera.
Okay, very good. And what frequency can people follow on? Of course, this will come out after, actually, but what frequency for us today?
This is going to be on APRS. We've got two APRS trackers on it.
Okay.
So
we can find it on there.
On APRS.FI.
And what's the call sign to look for?
W0W, Whiskey Zero Whiskey.
Okay, very good. Thanks, Brett.
Thank you very much.
Everybody ready? Ready. 3, 2, 1, launch.
Whoa, what a nice launch. Yeah.
Wow. Nice.
I guess you want to call it ATC. I can call them. You want to call them? Okay.
And then a little bit later in the morning and early afternoon, they had a plane flying around the Hamfest, and there was a station in there working aerial mobile with their special event, so you could work that plane on 2 meters.
Nice weather out here today. Nice day to go flying and make CQ contacts from an airplane.
Kilowatt, Italy, 5, Sugar X-Ray Yankee, Kilo India 5, Sierra X-Ray Yankee.
Okay, I'm fine. SX1. Boy, you're the clearest I've had so far. I must have been off frequency for quite a while. Hey, you're nice, clean signal, nice, good audio.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm just talking down here from inside the building with all the trailers. Good to talk with you, and shout out from Whiskey Zero Echo Echo Echo, the Missouri University of Science and Technology Amateur Radio Club.
Okay, I talked to you earlier, I think.
Roger, roger. Thanks so much. And 73, Kilo India 5, Sierra X-Ray Yankee, clear.
Okay, yeah, I logged both calls on that. So, yeah, thanks for the contact. I wanted to talk to EEE.
Yep, thanks so much. 73.
All right, who else is out there?
They also had a special event station set up on HF, and they were working stations there. It was W0W. And they had a pretty interesting portable antenna mast that they were using for their special event antenna. They are operating a special event station here, W0W, and they have quite the portable tower that they're using for the antenna system. I think a lot of clubs would love to have something like this for a portable tower for field day, although I suspect this might be outside the budget of a lot of clubs. They had some pretty cool displays of emergency communications trailers there that you could wander through. All right, we're looking at the Nixa Amateur Radio Club mobile trailer. And it looks like they've got a pretty cool setup. They have their equipment rack in the back. Looks like they've got a portable repeater and a couple of radios, I'm guessing must be remote back here. And all of their power distribution
and some spare coax and spare parts. We'll go around and take a look up front. Inside here, they've got a really nice setup with counters, all the radios mounted, except for the big low-band radios. They've got TV on in the background. I'm assuming it must be a satellite connection. Whiteboard for making their notes. At least 3 or 4 operating positions. It looks like they've got a really cool battery power status indicator here that shows where all the power is going and where it's coming from. Map display, computers for every station. Very nice setup.
And they also had displays from a lot of different clubs and such. And one of the clubs was from the Missouri Science and Technology College, or the College of Science and Technology. I probably got that wrong. But anyway, I had a chance to talk to a couple of the students that were manning that booth. And it's a pretty interesting club with a pretty interesting history. Let's take a look.
Well, I did have a really nice interview with Morgan and I believe Tim from the Missouri University of Science and Technology Amateur Radio Club. Unfortunately, I put my recording software into time-lapse when I started the interview, so you can watch it with no sound and in fast forward. Really sorry about that, folks.
There was also a pretty good flea market area and some decent vendors.
All right, we're walking around kind of late on Saturday afternoon here, so some of the flea market folks have taken off already. But there's still a fair number of people here. All in all, it's been a pretty good Hamfest. I think for their first time at this, because the group here, this is their first time doing the Midwest convention. Got a bunch of computer monitors here. Here's some people talking about free DV. If you're interested in it. And we've got D&L antennas here with a pretty good selection of stuff besides just antennas. I believe this dealer is from Kansas. Here we have somebody who's 3D printing badges and key fobs on the spot for people. And this is the Associated Radio display. They brought quite a bit of equipment with them.
Who wants a Dell laptop? Jim Chapman back there in the corner donating a laptop.
We've got the MOCAN Council, which is Missouri and Kansas Association of Radio Clubs.
W0JRT.
And the Ham Threads folks are here. And they did have a very nice pancake breakfast this morning.
They didn't have quite as much vendor participation as they were hoping for. I think part of that was probably because there was a conflict this weekend with Pacificon, which is a pretty big and well-known Hamfest. But this is the first time they've had this Hamfest at the Missouri State Fairgrounds, and it's also the first time that it's been the ARRL Midwest convention. I guess they're planning on it being the convention again next year, and I think they're going to try to deconflict the dates. So hopefully it'll grow. They've got lots of room with other facilities they can expand into. So I think I'm going to come back next year. It's only a couple hours from my house. And it was a pretty good Hamfest all in all.
One last item that I want to mention was that they had a banquet on Friday night, and the banquet was quite good and quite well attended, and they had a terrific guest speaker. It was Amelia Rose Earhart. We learned during her presentation that she's not related to the original Amelia Earhart, even though she spent about half of her life being told and believing that she was related. She started a project to recreate the original Amelia Earhart flight around the world, and she successfully completed that project back in 2013. And she's currently working with a project that is trying to locate the original aircraft. So, quite the woman, and it was a very interesting talk.
Mike on here. Rod, thank you very much for that very kind introduction. Rod and I met in person for the first time in Atchison, Kansas, which is Amelia Earhart's hometown. Now, I go to Atchison, Kansas every summer to celebrate the Amelia Earhart Festival. Talk about a bunch of nerds getting together and eating out, right? I love it.
I don't normally do interviews and Hamfest reviews, but I thought this one was a pretty good one. So if you're in the Missouri area, or you might be in the Missouri area sometime next October, you should definitely consider Sparkcon and stop on by. I'm Tom, WA2IVD, and this is Ham Radio A to Z.